kind of balance with the price of elephant going up? Because the price of BNB has not been appreciating this much. So is there kind of an impermanent loss in the liquidity pool token? Is that part of why the liquidity pool just goes, we see it kind of going down from up here? Or what's kind of I've had some people ask me, why does the liquidity pool seem to be going down? Maybe you can talk through that.
I want to say it's impermanent loss. The liquidity pool, I just pulled up too. I'm just looking at it. You don't have to screen share it, but we are still the number 3 holder of WBNB. And at one point, yeah, we had 115,000 BNB, and now it says 102,000 BNB. So there has been.
Just watching the James Pelton AMA that he's doing right now live for Elephant Money. I'm not sure if this was like planned last week or something, or the last few days, but this looks like a last minute desperate AMA with James Pelton, because if you look at, I've just come onto this now, just literally just didn't know anything about it, just looking at it. Elephant Money is down 25%. It's I wasn't in it, I'm not in it, but yeah, it looks like it's don't hate me. Is it rugging? I don't know. You tell me. We're here to find out right now, live.
Some BNB that has actually left the liquidity pool, so that's why you're seeing that drop. If I was to look at the Elephant Stats page, the current locked liquidity is $78.9 million. Whereas a week ago, we had like over $90 million. So, you've got some fluctuations happening with the price change on the Elephant token and the panic selling that's happening. But yeah, that's what you're seeing.
Okay. Nope, that helps. That was just a question I had gotten.
They mentioned as well, just before I started recording, this SK Crypto, he was saying that it's basically people attacking it, and it's people who did the exploit before. It's those same people. Now, that's a very, very bold statement to say without any evidence backing it. So this looks like to me just that it's had its time, that it's inevitably going to crash and burn. And I'm not hating on it. I know it's Ponzi-ish. I think it's a Ponzi, like complete. I'm not sure if it's complete Ponzi, but I know it's got Ponzi numbers in it, 0.5% a day. But and obviously, if people are selling, that's ultimately going to affect this chart. Yeah, let's just leave it on that. All right, let's go back.
And then didn't have a good answer. So that's why I bring in the experts, is to get the good answers. Let's get some audience questions here, audience comments, and guys, feel free to ask anything. Criticisms, that's fine. So you wouldn't, if you don't have haters, you're not doing anything meaningful. That's what I've kind of as a YouTuber, that's what I didn't have any haters till I was up at like 7,000, 8,000 subscribers. Then I started getting some haters, and now I have a lot of haters. But I just take it as I'm doing something right. But BT said already there will be some selling once we're close to all-time high. Yes, and I would probably expect that. Let's see. No matter how great the tokenomics may be, the community sentiment has the final say. What then makes the Elephant ecosystem so different? What will keep Elephant from going the way of Luna?
No, that's a really good question. So that's exactly right. When it comes to the community, the Elephant protocol is only going to do what the community wants it to do, right? But in my opinion, what makes this different is when you look at the top 200 holders of the Elephant token out of the 30,000, they haven't sold. This is a very established floor that we have with the top holders who didn't even sell even on the flash loan a year and a half ago. They just really doubled down. So when you look at the established holder base and this community that BT's really built over 6 years' time from project to project, you've got a very strong foundation. And I think, the weak hands that you see right now, they're just one of the newer ones that, honestly came in within the last 6 months, and they were just accustomed to their 3% a day rise, and now it's not. So, they want to shake out, and that's fine. It's healthy for the protocol. And I've got one stat pulled up, but we're still we're still outperforming 96% of the top 100 cryptos, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're still up 262% in 1 year, which no other crypto, and at least not Bitcoin, can claim that. So we've had a rocket upward, and of course there's going to be a correction before we go right back up. So.
Okay, nope, that's good. CC, you have anything you want to add to that?
Oh, well, yeah.
Robot is back.
Robot's back.
The robot is
back.
The robot's back.
So weird. It sounds just fine to me. That's the weird part.
Well, it's like working most of the time, but then just once in a while it's coming back.
Okay. I might just literally change mics. It's never happened with this mic, but maybe it's going bad. So should I just change mics, or is it?
Yeah, maybe just change mics.
Maybe
and,
do something.
You got a strong, powerful enough voice, anyways. So
I'll move on. Okay.
I can switch gears to something, James. So here's another Dune analytic that I'll show. But I really want to highlight the price insensitive nature of the ecosystem when it comes to something like futures. So this is the futures dashboard. This is where the people participating in futures, and they're getting their 0.5% a day on BUSD. They don't care what's going on right now. They are just happy. They're growing. They're compounding. They're claiming. But even just in the last couple days, this is a very easy to follow metric. But you have.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. The BUSD 0.5%. That's so many people just tried to share me their link and for me to promote it, but wasn't going to happen. Sick of promoting crap.
The green, which is representing the total deposits that are coming in fresh to the ecosystem, versus the red, and you don't see any panic claiming or withdrawals happening on this red.
Yeah, but that, from what I understood, from what someone told me on Discord with Elephant Money futures, correct me if I'm wrong, is that in order to compound, you have to throw in more than you. What did a fresh 250 or something? That's what I heard. Like 250 fresh. I can't quite remember, but I know that in order to have that compounding effect that people just are enticed to do, you do need to put in a lot more than you claim. Is that right? That sounds familiar to me.
Red section, it's still just doing its average thing, and the daily deposits are actually outperforming it. And if I look at the tooltip, it'll show you even today. Is that today? Yeah, that's today. $60,000 has come into futures, and only 13,000 has left futures. Let's look at the day before, or 2 days ago. 25,000 has left.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's entirely compounding and people are just doing that completely. Of course, there's clearly new people coming in, new money coming in, but that's what I understood it. That's how I understood it anyway, from before, months and months ago.
But 57,000 has come in. So you have a pretty healthy participation happening right now, which, remember, you look at this BUSD treasury, and this is where 90% of the deposits going into futures lands before this buys Elephant token on behalf of Bertha. So in other words, you can think of this BUSD treasury as a buyback wallet, right? Like at the moment, obviously it's getting outpaced with the panic selling, but who's going to be scooping up all this cheap Elephant token? Think about it. It's going to be Bertha. Yesterday, she had 174 trillion tokens. Now she has 175, almost 176, because she's the one buying the dip. She's just DCAing. This is just another day for Bertha. She don't care.
Yeah, nope, she doesn't care at all. Here's a good question. Kozak would like to say, hey, James, would you consider this a buy moment then? So again, we want to emphasize not financial advice. Okay, I want to emphasize that. I am not just my own thoughts. If you've been wanting into Elephant, then what I would do is I would first wait to see if this is kind of the bottom of this drop. There's probably a lot of people that are going to see the drop and say, oh, I got to get out. And some of that is just sentiment from the rest of crypto, where we've seen, oh no, it's going down. And some people, oh, I got to better get out what I can. That's probably going to happen some. It's hard for me to tell exactly how much that's going to be. Are we done with that here? Is that everybody who wants out? And, from here on down is people who believe in it long term? I don't know. So I would maybe, if it was me, I would maybe wait to make sure it's kind of the bottom of this dump, but then I would consider it a buy moment. I mean, if you can expect this chart to kind of continue picking up where it left off, then this is a much better spot to buy than here was. So again, not financial advice, but that's kind of the way that I would look at it is make sure that we're not going to see it come down to here, something like that. But then as soon as the greens start coming, I would probably consider it a buy opportunity. I don't know if you guys, again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. That's just how I think about it. That's how I would look at a chart like this. But I don't know, SK or CC, if you have anything you want to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, non-financial advice, and just do your research. When you understand the fundamentals, even if I pull up a screen share, remember the pie chart of all the holders in this ecosystem. You've got 1,000 trillion tokens, half of which is locked in an active participant called the graveyard that ping pongs between 50 and 51%. But then, more importantly, you have the dynamic whale in the system, Bertha. And so over time, just in the last year, you'll see Bertha's, really growing in size while the LPs have been shrinking. Now, the participant count, this is what's happening the last couple of days.
I'm surprised that there's only 69 people watching this. I'm guessing they're in their Discord or Telegram group instead talking about this, but you would think a James Pelton that
days, but
you would think there'd be more people.
Let them shake out. The weak hands basically are putting tokens back into the LPs, which is fine, but more importantly, they're putting tokens in the hands of Bertha and the graveyard. When you add these two slices of the pie together, you have an overwhelmingly amount of locked tokens in the protocol that will over time bolster the price, and harden the price. So if you do your research and you understand that stuff and you've been thinking or itching to want to get in, now could be considered a good opportunity. But like James said, non-financial advice, wait for the floor to establish and then, things to kind of level off.
Awesome. CC, how's the robot voice?
Well,
oh, no, it's worse now.
Oh, it's worse now.
It's worse?
Yeah. Yeah, try restarting your computer or something. I'm sorry, man.
I think I'm going to have to do that.
This is the beauty of live. You guys know this isn't a presentation. It's the live. The live technical difficulties are what bring the authenticity of the James Pelton channel
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
To light. So, CC, no problem at all. We'll wait for you if you want to restart. So, and we'll go through some more audience questions here as we're waiting for that. There's a lot of them coming in. So again, audience, if you have other things you want to talk about, get my take on. So SK and CC are really heavy members in the elephant community. I like the elephant community, but I'm in so many things that I don't sit there and look at elephant only. So I like elephant, but I also might have different takes on
so many things. And he wonders why he's hated.
Things too. So happy to give my opinion and SK's opinion on just different things. So next question from Richard, is there any outside revenue besides taxes? I know that's a common, take on the elephant ecosystem is, hey, there's no revenue coming in. Doesn't that make it a Ponzi? And I think,
man, these sorts of questions, they just come all the time when there's a project like this. This is why I got out of this stuff. It's just, where's the revenue coming from outside in? So if you have to ask that without them telling you, as their selling point, come on.
I think there's even some more questions kind of talking about that. SK, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the future, there will be a time where Bertha, her dollar valuation will be in the multiple hundreds of millions, such that she will start opening up her pocketbook and investing in yield farms and external protocols to bring that back home. But right now, the revenue sources are just coming from the yield generating aspects of the ecosystem. And what do I mean by that? So if you zoom out and think of elephant like a business, much like McDonald's, right? Like people go to McDonald's to eat the hamburgers, but if you don't like hamburgers, maybe you want the chicken nuggets or the McFlurry desserts, you name it. But if everybody stopped going to McDonald's, right, they would fold. They would just go out of business. You need new customers. The same thing applies with elephant, in the sense that you need customers. So if elephant is a business, then that means the share price, or maybe even the Big Mac, is the elephant token, right? If the business is successful, the share price go up, right? And the product being sold, you know, it isn't iPhones like Apple, it's not burgers like McDonald's, but it's yield. It's yield out of futures. So remember, all the money that comes into futures, it purchases elephant token for Bertha. The NFTs, here's another menu item.
Is it me, or is that a real roundabout way of saying it's a Ponzi? That's just how it sounded. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in this, so I know bits of it. Like I said, like I touched on, a couple of people, various people, actually messaged me to get in this. Didn't want to.
All the NFTs that are minted actually buy elephant token and put it into Bertha.
And I know,
you know, if I open the menu,
I know as well that this is like a very long, sustainable, or has been sustainable project. I know that. I know it's gone a long way, and it's been going on for a long time. I think the futures has been going on for months and months and months. Months and months and months. Like, it's not years, I know that, but it's just it's long lasting compared to your Jonathan Sellers rug.
You here, and you have trunk token, you know, that'll come more into play in 2024, but as people mint trunk token, or if they buy it within the Farmers Depot over here, that minting buys elephant token on behalf of Bertha. So you have all of these avenues that are aimed at one central idea of buying elephant token and then stuffing it into Bertha, which is why, you know, you get such a large whale controlling most of what's happening here. And, you know, again, she's still recovering. She used to have 212 trillion tokens. You know, right now she only has 175 trillion tokens, so she's not quite there. But you have all of that economic energy coming in besides just the fee collection on the token itself. When you buy and sell it, you've got all of these other yield generating aspects here that are sustainable, actually. And you can look at futures, just for example, you can look at futures, but off of the how many deposits have come into futures? Let me see. Off of the $13 million that's actually come into futures, remember, that's $13 million that purchased elephant token and stuffed it into Bertha, which is why Bertha had such a multiplicative growth on that. So she's off of $13 million, she's grown almost $83 million. You see what I'm saying? So she pays the liabilities of futures easily and multiple times over. And so, yeah, you have these sustainable yield generating aspects of the menu.
Okay. Nope, that's very helpful. And BT is planning to join us here in a little bit. There's a video chat going on in the Elephant Money Telegram group, and a lot of people there have questions as well. So thank you to everyone who's here. I'm sure some people are in both right now. They're listening to BT in the Telegram group and here as well. So appreciate you guys being here, and hopefully BT can join us here in a bit. But does Elephant Money have plans to diversify away from BNB and BUSD for its LP? You know, BNB, Binance has kind of talked about those potentially going away here in the future. So do you know if there's plans to kind of move away from those or diversify out of those?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Think about this. In 2021, you really only had Tron Chain and then Binance Smart Chain for cheap fees. And Tron's kind of but all the money moved to, and the growth moved to BSC. Now, BNB has consistently remained a top 5 crypto, right? And even with all of the exchange FUD with the SEC and CZ, you know, that doesn't directly apply to the Binance Smart Chain, which is all decentralized liquidity. So there's a strong future, I would argue, for BNB token itself.
About Elephant Money, bro, I didn't know about Elephant Money for so long, and I wish I knew about it since last year. It would have been a totally different channel. I would have been having a lot more Elephant Money content. Shout outs to SK Crypto K for coming on my channel and doing that. You know, he just enlightened me about everything. So, I mean, talking from a perspective from a guy like me, just a couple weeks ago, I'm actually happy I see this red. I mean, I wanted to buy more, but I couldn't afford it. So I'm like, in my eyes, I'm like, this is on sale, and whoever believes in the tokenomics, whoever understands the projects, the opportunity. If you didn't get in a few months ago and you kind of stalled and sat on the sidelines, then right now is the time that you could jump in, and it's kind of like you going back in time. Well, that's how I see it, and I think this is an awesome opportunity. So people gonna take their profits, but like you said, once they take it, they are out and they're gone. It's better that they take it now, because the bull run is coming. So if they want to leave now, let them give me an opportunity to start saving up.
Leave. Just let them leave. No
Awesome.
choice.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I'm in a few things like little things because of you. I love your content. I think you do a great comprehensive job. You're a math teacher too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You see, folks. The law of
Yeah,
attraction. It's the law
yeah.
of
Once I saw the numbers, it was a wrap. Like once SK showed me the data, I'm big on numbers. I'm like, listen, this is just logical. It just makes sense. It is what it is. I gotta go in.
Nice. Well, appreciate you, brother, and look forward to all the great content. Um, you know, it's nice peanut butter and jelly um, situation where you have all that talent, math and stuff, and the stuff you did. And which grade level you teach?
I do a little bit of middle school and algebra as well.
Oh,
So
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Yeah,
that's
so the
great.
exponential graphs and stuff like exponential graphs and functions and stuff like that. That's why when I'm looking at the chart, I'm like, oh, this is an exponential function right here.
No, appreciate everything you do. And having influence on children is so important and stuff. Having good role models like yourself. I just, that's what just makes that just keeps me going. Frankly, so many times. EMH is also teaches at that level. So you guys are doing
Nice.
God's work right there. Let's see. Never J. She allow speak. Never J. You can speak. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see. Any other hand waving? Wave your hand and we'll try to add you. Let's see. Griff. All right, there we go. There you go.
Hey, what's up, BT? Hey, Herd.
What's up?
What's up? I just want to make a few comments. I do appreciate you, listening, and I know SK and Mike Dre and everyone else maybe and Stu pass some good stats and data along to you about it. I just want to emphasize. I know you know this. You're the one who coined cash flow for all, so you completely understand this. But the magic of futures and of the inflows is because people pay their rent with it. It's their cash flow. Will ever get fudded out of taking their paycheck. There can be any amount of FUD, and there's the drawer in the office where the paychecks are. You're not going to not take it. You're always going to take it. Those be there, but we, in my opinion, having comments that spook people about futures, about any front office products, that's what's driving a lot of the. I know that Birth is eating huge today. That's all amazing. The run up was insane. Dip was probably a good thing. That's all cool. But if futures is not sustainable, I think it is. I'm not as good at math or kind of leaders in the group. I'm pretty good at math. From what I can tell, futures is sustainable. If it's not sustainable, just rip off a band. But if it is, then I love what you're saying. I hope futures sticks around. I love Stampede. I know that's the same thing. But everyone loves futures. Futures is the thing that saved the protocol. And yeah, those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I guess one of the tricks, to running these types of communities is like sometimes you it's not fun, but you have to put the feelers out there. You're not going to get the feedback until you start to ask the questions. So part of my process is, I will fill those, and it doesn't matter the timing because the pro, this whole thing, which I'll sum up to LDE gate. Let's call it LDE gate. The liquidity drive event gate. A couple of whales that never bought or sold after, finally exited the protocol. They did what they were maybe sleeping. You couldn't do last time because they were sleeping while the exploit was happening or something. I could finally sell by 56x, So, and then, but, I would be very bad at my job if I did. So, and if I did, just throw it out there for the people who actually care, because the people who actually care are in the chat, right? The people who care out, they're not in the chat. But the people who care about this protocol and want to know what's going on, they're there, and so I'm going to use them as a resource. Nothing is set in stone until the code is deployed, so anything can change until then. And the other special thing about futures that people, especially if you're new, is that futures was probably the most collaborative development process in the history.
The chart that you have
collaborative process in building a financial product in my whole career. So the community went back and forth for like over a month, designing futures, and making sure it did what it needed to do. And like a lot of the names that we know and love that provide us with the math, the data science, all those, everyone chimed in. So I wouldn't do it any other way the second time around. So if I'm going to be making any changes to futures, which need to be made, by the way, like we still have to get this BUS out. We got to deal with that. So yeah, weak hands are still just weak hands are still just weak hands. Weak hands provide opportunities for the strong. We want everybody to be strong. You heard it from Matt Egan. With leadership on the ground level, everyone coming in fresh, even if they're new, should just see the chart for the opportunity that it is. And just to be a little, I'm just going to say it. People say all the time, "Oh, you shouldn't have said this or you shouldn't have said that." We're here now, right? So, that's how it's done. That's how the sausage is made. And this isn't like an iPhone, right? We use the iPhone analogy, but this is still a community project. So there's no team keeping things under wraps and then just surprise. This and the times that I have done that, I've learned from that, and that's been a long time ago now. This has been a growing process for everyone. We need to talk about these things out in the open, plainly. We know what the system can do. We know Birth is not going anywhere, so we have the conversation so we can get things done.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that's cool. I get that the collaborative backstory of futures is awesome. I think really, and you touched on this already, so that's good. But it's really the financial planning. Hey, like you've got your process. If futures is if 0.5% a day futures, whatever, or whether it's Stampede, If they ain't, then I don't care what, you can do your process. You can say what you want. If it makes the chart dump, if it does this, does that, I don't care. If futures is around, no one has to care about that. That's the beauty of it. But when there's even a little bit of people's financial planning getting rugged, so to speak, I think that's, just in my humble opinion, that's when there's a big problem. That's when people are getting shaken out. And, it can, not that your job is to just have to worry about this, but it can cause headaches for people who have done a lot of onboarding and their onboards are flipping out and, I need to sell, this is why.
That's part of it.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's
Like,
it.
It's all good.
That's a large
always
part
love
of
the
it.
Well,
herd.
you did the right thing. You did the right thing. You said what you needed to say. You weren't the only one. That's it. Like, I'm not gonna pull the trigger like that anyway. We're here for a reason, right? Like, and that's the, I rarely talk about leadership, right? Unless I'm talking about what you guys need to be doing to lead, right? But no, I would never just there have been no releases without the community feedback. No releases have just been thrown out there without community feedback.
Damn, this
like
is a
years for the majority of this protocol's life. Back in the bankroll days, the super wild west, where none of this ever existed before, right? And there's, it's DeFi's just as dangerous as ever. Big protocol just rugged, or sorry, they got it. Yeah, I don't even want to get into it.
Big whale. Yeah.
But
big whale.
Yeah, it's people got to have to be personally responsible. Folks can voice their opinion, and many have voiced their opinion in the chat. But the one thing I'll say is trust the process. Like, we say that all the time. We haven't said that enough lately.
Trust the process.
Trust. The point of putting that out there, the point, like, the show must go on. This is just another red day. This is just a red day that, like, all cryptos have red days. Bruh. Oh wow,
that's just
money had a red day.
That's a big red day.
Let's put our in big girl pants on for a second.
This is going down.
Can I ask something?
Yeah. No, you may not.
We're gonna have red days.
Yeah, I hear that.
And they're few and far. And we and if you look at the intraday, we're always buying and selling at the same time. But I'm gonna shut this down because, or actually, I saw. Did Pelton join? Did James join?
I got the question, please.
What's the question? BlackBerry guy.
Hello. It's okay, yeah?
Yeah. Yes. Don't be a jerk. I'm telling you now, because I handle you in the chats already.
My point is, yeah. The first thing is say hello and good here. My point is, it's good for the other futures, and it's. I agree with that completely. I'm 100% on your side. What you say, and I understand. Yeah. But do you think the outsell will stop soonly, or tomorrow, or later? It's still going down 20%, 30%. When it will stop? What you can say about that? This is my question, and lots of friends I bring each one teach one to this project. They asking me that. They call me, and I don't call answers. I say I'm in the video chat here, and the people talk about it's a great thing that we can talk with together.
You answer that?
And yeah, this is my question. But you can have a red day, but we talk about 30%.
What a stupid question. When will it stop? What an idiot!
Don't panic. Like, they're literally panicking. you
What's
made
he
an
gonna say? It's
educated
gonna stop
decision
now.
getting in, right? This literally,
30%.
and we're not talking about the exploit. We're talking about just other down.
God damn.
Let it just let it happen. Here's the thing: if like we say each one teach one and DCA, those two things together drive volume, right? Important for people to understand, and
He is
jerk,
struggling.
or don't
Struggling
be a
to say
jerk.
what he
But
wants to
what I
say.
meant by that
Not
is
because of the
like
connection either.
getting in the chat, panicking.
He's getting
That
angry
stuff's
now.
and
He's
just
getting
as a
really
as a
annoyed.
community organizer, and just as a sort of in terms of the admins and community managers we have on it, like we're trying to. We need people to just be their most adult selves and just understand that this is still finance, but this is a fixed supply token. Fixed supply token means that if they sell their token, they're out. If they dump their tokens, they're out. And furthermore, anyone CAing at the same time, they're able to capture tokens that nobody else can capture ever. There's no inflating no supply. Your value is locked in with that token count.
This is
And
why I
then
hate DeFi
just
accounts.
know
This is why I've stopped doing this stuff.
evergreen tokenomics of futures, of the
It's healthy to come back
NFTs,
to it, just to
all
listen once in a
of
while.
all
Just
these
to just
front
get
end facing
a very hard
products.
reminder.
They're going to be in constant cash, constant adoption, and that's before we even talk about the token. So there's all buyer of last resort. There's these the front end participation, people seeking yield. As Griff said, the people who are depending on their paycheck, or augment their paycheck, they're not going away. They're not getting fudded out, and they could frankly care less about the price most of the time. So, yeah, I think once the sellers get exhausted, that's the word that we haven't used today. Just like there's buyer exhaustion, there's seller exhaustion. But the thing that we counteract in terms of buyer exhaustion is we have a system continues to work better and better as adoption increases. It works better, not the other way around. We've had DeFi systems that are inflationary, where whales stay whales. Here, you can stay a whale, but the only way you can stay a whale is with discipline. Or the only way to maintain those top slots in the holder count is with discipline. If you start selling off aggressively, if you don't have a replacement strategy, you will fall in the ranks. And that's what distribution looks like. And that's exactly what you see with Bitcoin. But what do you see in Bitcoin as well? You see all paid by all these big players, all these whale-sized players, to do what? To shake the little guy out.
Yep.
And be assured that a little bit of that is going on here. SK and I, we've done AMAs, and those whales play whale games. They want more of Elephant, trust me. And they're going to try to get it. So, Elephant does a lot of good things, but it's still a BEP20 token, and people will play BEP20 token games, especially with the chart. So we noticed that people were
just like any
selling little
chart, really.
increments of Elephant, like less than a couple dollars. Why? They're selling just to increase the transaction volume, to say that there were more sells than buys. So there's a little bit of games. There's a little bit of games going on, and not to mention that we have a whole crew of people from a protocol that begins with D and ends in P that have plans to try to co-opt everything we're doing, and they have zero liquidity. and I'll leave it at that. All those games are going on at the same time, including it being the beginning of the quarter, beginning of the month, everything. It paid everything like at all at the same time, and whales, seeing that whales that have not bought or sold since the LD trying to get in. So this all those things happening at the same time, and to know
Your connection is so
if
shit.
you've done your research
Jesus.
and you've internalized that knowledge, you need to know that. Well, let's see what Birth is doing. Oh my God, Birth is growing faster than she has in months. We're entering into it. We're in the fourth quarter, and Bertha hasn't been growing this fast since August, and that's because the FOMO factor has risen, and basically the human holders are trying to starve out Bertha. You're seeing exactly what happens when the human holders have a little too much in their hands, and Bertha's there to lighten that load. And
Yeah, but even
I'll
so,
give
it's
you one
such a
last
panic,
fact.
you know.
When we were at all-time highs last time, Bertha had well over 200 trillion tokens. So Bertha's operating at the all-time, given the all-time highs that we were approaching. She should have had more. Uh, um, she should have had more tokens. But this time, because the human holders had a head start, and Bertha's been playing catch up, and that's the whole purpose of the Buy with Bertha program, playing catch up. Let me see who else. Is anybody else raising their hand?
Yes, thank you for your information and thank you for the words. I understand all what you have. And the last thing I want to say, I think it's humanity. It's normally that people are scared when they don't know think about in next month or next year. They think at this moment, and I think it's normally that lots of people are scared. I don't talk about the sellers. I have NFTs. I'm in Future. I'm in Stampede. Before the exploit wars, I'm 3-4 years here, and I just want to tell you there's some people thinking like that, and I think this is normal that they think like that. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what the leadership is here for. People like Matt E, who responsibly educating people fully, not just saying buy this token because the chart's awesome. If you brought your people in and saying that the awesome, yeah, the chart's not awesome today, but it is awesome if you understand the protocol. You see the difference? If you brought people on just saying, look at this chart, it's awesome, then if they see the chart today, it's not awesome and they're scared. But if you brought people in educating them fully about how the system actually works, then they're licking their chops. It's a big difference if you actually are educated about how the protocol actually works. And that's why we need folks like from the ARC team, ARC. That's why we need people like that to onboard people properly, educate them so that they know the value that they understand why elephant money is different and why occurrences like this are just simply opportunities. Because the one of the things is there's only 1,000 trillion tokens, and more than half of them are owned by the protocol. And then you have this greedy little son of a gun called Bertha that's eat up all your tokens before you get to buy them. And she's going to do a great job of that because she's serving the office that makes this whole thing go. The buyers of yield in the front office, she serves them. She's against human holders who might have their great grandson just dumped their bag. So anyway, so yeah, fairly future proof. Crypto slow, please.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, you
So
two
my 2 cents on this, especially with the onboarding, it responsible onboarding is essential to the system. There's a couple things. Number one, the information that I've been trying to tell people is this is like one of the last standing DeFi operating platforms in existence right now that has massive liquidity, has a full ecosystem, has a positive community. You know, Ultimately, we're riding with the GOAT. We're riding with CZ. BNB is not going anywhere. You know, it is not by mistake that BNB was chosen to host this platform on. And you know, you have to realize that system being in place in the bear market is the opportunity of a lifetime. It is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm members in this system, and it's because I've been a participant in the system for multiple years. You know, and I could turbo dump. I talked about it in a video. I could walk away with $1 million. You know, but I realized this is the absolutely worst time to be thinking with scare.
God,
The mentality
damn, $1
is
million.
you plant your seeds, you get a position,
Sell that shit.
and you ride it into the bull. And the next, I'm not Nostradamus. B&B is going to be 1,000 plus. It's going to be 1,000 plus.
I believe it.
And having be into the system, it'll be mind blowing. And then even then, responsible. It's always been talked about. If I've got a $10 million stack in here in the next bowl, I'm not going to sell $1 million transaction in one transaction. That's just stupidity. And I've talked about this. How important the community is. The community decides how big this gets. The community decides, how healthy this is going into the bull run. I had people talking in my chat today, and they're like, "Have you taken any? I haven't taken any profits. No. Why would I sell in a bear market? That makes no sense. I've talked about it. You get your positions, and you ride it into the bull, and you're in a fantastic position. It's just foolishness to number one, any type of big transaction, you're just getting blasted on slippage. You're losing tons of money. And number two, think about the whole bank. You don't go to the bank and pull all your money out of the bank. You never do that. It's just not, that's not how it works. But, I've been around with BT, and I've seen there is a lot of thought that goes into this. And this has turned into a super complex system. But it is essential to onboard people properly, number one. Number two, there are going to be dips. That's crypto. People take profits. I've said this before. I'll take profits at some point.
Damn
but
right.
right now it's just,
People telling each
in
other
my
not to
opinion,
sell.
is
Shut the
not
fuck
an
up.
intelligent way to do it, because this is probably the most sophisticated system I've ever been involved in, and it's been audited, and the community's growing. So that's about all I have to say about that today. So for me, I personally
Stop selling.
charge once or twice a day,
You gotta
and
know
I
not to
know
sell.
that whole thing of people sitting there literally checking it every hour. It's just drive you crazy, man. It'll
Not
just
me.
drive you crazy.
Not
So
well, it would, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Slow. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for that crypto wisdom, OG crypto wisdom. Dwayne,
Dwayne Johnson.
your mic's on.
Hey yo, BT.
Dwayne, CEO, modern.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Let's see. Yep, can hear you.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, man. Nice to to you and finally get to say something to the community, man. I just want to let people know I've been here watching Elephant Money for 3 years, in and out of it due to life circumstances, man. And life is a mission, and together we're supposed to be a team. We are building infrastructure that's going to become the biggest bank I believe that there ever will be. I think that we have the ability to come together and build something bigger than the Bilderbergs have, just based off of how it's designed. I think it's genius. I think bank tellers created something absolutely. The negativity, it don't mean nothing to the people that understand the vision. Okay, I started off as a felon from prison, man. People, I tell y'all that, like, I went to prison and it was hard, man. It was life. I got out here and made it, and now I build homes. I'm a home builder, from a felon to a home builder. And I just want to say it is our job to keep, because these people are feeble-minded and just give up. We can't do that. We're hustlers. We're getting this. We got to get out there and get it. This money doesn't grow on trees. We got to earn it and contribute together as a team, okay? Because we're in this together. So the negativity, I just want to say it's not worth it, man. And everybody needs to have a voice, and we should be in here to help the world. That's what this is for. I brought on 17 people in the last month, and they
just to end. I'll go back into it in a second. You know when they say we're all in it together, it pisses me off so much. Did you buy into this because you want togetherness? No, bollocks. You bought in because you want to sell at a high price and eat that price against your fellow companions that you are all in it together on. Bullshit. That's how it is.
It's nothing. It's nothing. Money keeps moving every day. We're going to make more money. We're going to build it stronger. That's how I believe. If you don't want to play your part, that's fine. I'm going to play mine. And I wish you all have a blessed day. Thank you, Bank Teller.
Thank you, and thanks for those homes.
I'm not saying that communities are bad. They're fantastic. But when they say we're all in it together, when it comes down to it, people saying don't sell, that's not togetherness. That's someone taking their profits or just getting out because they are scared. The mentality of saying we're all in it together, absolute bollocks, in my opinion.
Incorporated with this, and I have multiple investors on board with me, and I think that we're going to watch Elephant thrive. In 20 years, this will be my retirement account, and I believe that partly.
I believe it too, and for all the other small business owners out there, this is how you do it. This is how the game is played. Leveraging futures. If you want to predictably scale your free cash flow from your business, you leverage things like futures. And futures are going to get an awesome. And you also have the NFTs. That's almost like the benefits of a home without all the hassle. If you're just trying to, and then finally, obviously there's the elephant token, but token is still just a token, especially at this early stage. So that's why we need to get it into the hand. People like Dwayne, who owns a business. He's not going to dump his tokens. He can DCA every week. Based on the income that he has from his business. If he needs to shave off a little from the top, a couple months out after getting he can do that. And he'll know any of these sort of short-term dips that happen. As long as we're positive for this, wouldn't it be interesting to have a red week in the chart? I don't think there's any red weeks in the elephant chart. Since the exploit. Wouldn't it be interesting to have at least one red week? That's called opportunity, because we're still going to only do nothing but go up.
True.
This is business. You think he knows other business owners? He's a home builder. Every single thing that he puts in a house, he has a contract with. Working with general contractors, subcontractors, plumbers, electricians. Those all have businesses, right? He can talk to all those people. He can go to a conference and talk to his other home builder friends and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. He could get invited to a conference and talk how to revitalize and make home building more profitable. You see where I'm going with this? You see how this thing grows?
I was gonna say, if I may, there was something that was said a few videos ago. I don't get to watch them all, man, but you had an interview. We know that. So that's what we need the community to realize. This is a business. It is going to progressively grow no matter what kind of we take. We don't turn our back. Sooner or later, dude, she's going to come up to the point where it don't matter who turns their back on her. It matters. So I just encourage you all with positive energy, man. I hope you all stay like confident in this protocol because it can go where y'all know it can go. Because I'm not the only one who knows this.
Yep. All right, cool. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you.
Again.
Thanks, Taylor.
Yep. Let's see. I think. I see. Heard from Moneyman. Moneyman, can you talk? Let's see. Allow to speak. Is that you, Moneyman?
Man.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, that's you.
All right. I'm on a walk right now. I'm always active. So, but something you said earlier resonated with me. You keep saying you're a chess champ. Well,
yeah.
I'm the furthest thing from that because I can't sit still. But other than that, yeah, we're similar 99% of the with the other things we do in life. But
absolutely,
I would love to end all the panic. I would love to buy up all the human elephant possible. Then there would be no panic because, I would help distribute it to the right hands of the diamond hands of all the people that believe. So, again, I'm not the world's leader. Keep it short. You can ask me questions or something, but you know me, I'm elephant all the way. Love all you guys.
Yeah, so Moneyman's been in. He was Moneyman before he met me. That's how much he's about the money. And Moneyman, you're professionally, you've been in real estate, a landlord, but you're day to day you're a CFO, right? You don't have to say where, but right?
Yeah, I'm wrapping it up.
Yeah.
It's that time of my life. I'm 53 years old, and yeah, I've made some good moves in my life. The best move of all, of course, is elephant money. I'm not just saying that, but it is life changing. But yeah, I'm giving up a director of business operations position in 17 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So director of business operations, former CFO. You get my point here, folks? This it's his job to understand business, to understand what works, what doesn't work, what's a Ponzi. You get the point? Like that's, and obviously my background, basically I consider DeFi fintech as well. So over 30 years of fintech, right? So that point here, like, the world, the Mike Dre's of the world, people who work with numbers in finance for a living, this is the law of attraction here. That is what you're seeing. The business of the way, law of attraction here. We were all built for this. We were meant to be here. Congratulate yourself. You were meant to be here. And we need you. I've only written, the code I've written is just the back-end protocol, the Solidity contracts, and the JavaScript, and a little bit of wannabe graphic design, the stuff I can get away with. I did all that for the website. That's it. So the DApp and the core protocol, that's the only thing I do. Everything else, every single video you've seen, most of the educational material you've seen, like 99% of it, is done by the community. And that's a lot. That's a lot. The spreadsheets from Crypto Stew, the dashboards from Datalist,
Did he rug? I think Bank Teller rugged. The Telegram group, I mean. The call. He gone. Well, until he comes back, probably people are going to say in the chat that he's gone or muted. Do I think that's it? Yep. Looks like BT has gone. Yep, they just ended it. So they might restart it, but maybe not, because they pretty much finished everything they wanted to say, I guess. Went on for 114 minutes. He's typing right now. I think that'll be the end of it. He'll say a goodbye message, let this ride out, wait for the bottom, we'll rise again, that sort of stuff. We'll see it right now. Yeah, James Pelton finished his stream. Yeah, they needed that. I mean, ultimately, I don't know too much about this. I know they've done a tremendous amount of work for, keeping just how long it's been going on for, and their futures protocol as well, with the 0.5%. When you see drops like this, and then you really do see in projects like this the mentality of people, humans, and how people panic. And these are most of this is panic sells. I don't know what really caused it. Maybe someone can fill me in, or I'm not caught up on it at all with Elephant until someone tells me, or I catch on YouTube, see what's happening. But maybe someone said something. Maybe someone said something bad, or did a YouTube video or something cause a lot of panic FUD, that sort of panic FUD. I don't know, but a 30% drop in one day, that is not good. I'll just say that. That is not good. That just shows how volatile and risky, but the word I'm looking for is just how... I'll stick with volatile. I'm looking for another word, but it's such a so volatile. If a couple of cells, or big cells, can do this damage, not good. But yeah, anyway, that's that. That's a drop. Jesus. I mean, if you're in this and you come into the Telegram group chat and you see this for the first time today, you are going to be not happy. I mean, there's people coming in now that have not seen this yet. Not everyone keeps their eye on Elephant Money because they see it as a trusted protocol and a trusted project. And then when you come in and see this out of the blue, oh my god, is that... People probably think that's Photoshop because it's genuinely not believable based on how sustainable this project has been. I don't know too much about it. I did poo-poo it a bit based on the fact that I don't do this sort of stuff anymore, and I just see too much risk in this sort of stuff at the moment in general. But he has done a good job in terms of, like I said, just sustaining it and how long it's been going on and building upon the blocks, creating sort of like a big community and a foundation. So he's done very well there. But for me personally, I'm not going to ever touch this project ever. I can see why it's good, but for me, I'm not doing it. I just glad to be someone on the outside looking in for a change. I mean, it's actually nice to go through that because coming out of PGV, coming out of Stable Fund, and I know how this feels. I know how this sort of the panic feels. I've been in other projects like this, certain tokens, certain projects, quite a lot, and I know how this feels completely. So it's nice to just be on the outside looking in, and it's nice just to cover it, knowing I can jump in and out of these sorts of things just to cover it, with knowing and having experience in this field, in DeFi, in these risky plays, and sort of have my input, take, opinion, those sorts of things. It has been refreshing just to see the panic, not in a bad way, but it's an eye-opener when you're not in that sort of stuff anymore. It's like a weight off your shoulders that you don't need, and hopefully this improves this for the investors, and it doesn't completely flop. Hopefully the token goes back up and it doesn't go to zero. Not like it will. I doubt that will ever happen, but you know what I mean. Hopefully it recovers nicely. But yeah, that's it. That's just me covering it, just watching it. That's just a little reaction, I guess. I will go live eventually, but alright, that's me out. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.